I know we usually use this space to vent about how hard motherhood can be, and honestly, it is. But today, let's switch it up. Let's talk about how all those hardships actually made us stronger. You know how they say coal, when kept under tremendous pressure, turns into a diamond? Yup, that's us. So, here are five superpowers that we've developed as mothers that we don't even know of. Hey, mommies! We know you're tired and you're here for a reason.
We are two moms just looking to unwind after a long day. So come join our rants and let's make this journey a little less lonely, one episode at a time.
Welcome to our podcast, Mom vs. World.
Mom intelligence, I think, is one of the most invisible things. People don't tie up motherly tasks to intelligence at all. They just call it as hard work, but they don't notice how much brain work it takes to be a mom. So recently, my mother-in-law came to stay with us for a month, and she wanted to get settled in. So she was asking a bunch of questions like where is what, his schedule, and everything. And she had so many questions, and I had perfect answers to everything with so much detail and clarity. I was giving alternatives, different options. I was telling the consequences of what would happen if you did this, all that stuff. And I thought to myself, oh my god, I know so much about this tiny person and hold so much information. That's just crazy to me. I think that deserves some credit, right? That has to
Yeah.
mean something. We
Yeah.
don't even use the word intelligence for all that stuff.
Yeah. And only we possess that knowledge. Nobody else in the world
Exactly.
does.
All this information, it's a lot of different things. Family, kid, house, everything, and they're all interconnected. I feel like it's a web in our head, which is also obviously not visible to the outside world, but we are managing that web. We are looking in so many different directions at the same time, and we do all this without having notes or spreadsheets and all that stuff, right? Because all the other jobs in the world seem to have so much support, but we
Yeah.
just rely on what we have in our heads, and we just go with the flow and try to do it almost perfectly.
And when you want somebody to help you out, it's not easy to transfer that knowledge to them, right?
Yeah.
Like we would do in
Yeah,
a
you can't
job.
just do a KT and then like hand it over. I think that's because the information we have is not as simple as just their needs and wants and likes and dislikes. I think it's much deeper than that. We know their psychology, we know their traits, we know their patterns, which makes us cater to them exactly the way they need it. So I think that's why it's not transferable at all, especially with young moms, right? New moms, they are kind of at the center of it. Grandmothers are also mothers in a way who have information about so many things and they're helping out so much. But I think new moms are kind of also taking care of your elders and your husband and your kids. They are the ones who remember so many things about everyone in the family, and they are responsible to maintain emotional stability of the family. In a way, unknowingly, everybody kind of relies on her for that stability in the family, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We just take that for granted very easily.
Yeah, the mother is the one who holds everything in place, everybody together. It'll only be known when she's not there, or it will never be
Yeah.
recognized unless, like,
True,
mom
true.
just goes on a week's trip and it'll be a havoc in the house. Only then people will understand, okay, where are
Yeah.
my stuff? What am I doing? What is
Yeah,
today?
you'll get 100 phone calls. Where is this? What is that? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's when I think everybody will realize
Yeah.
how much we put in, right?
Yeah.
Also, the amount of multitasking that we do on a daily basis, not the physical
Oh, yeah.
multitasking, the mental multitasking, which is really impossible to another person other than a mom, is what I feel. While reading a book to our child, we also keep ordering groceries on the other hand, and in our head we keep thinking about what to make for dinner. We do all that at once, and
Yeah.
that's kind of impossible sometimes.
I know, right? Compared to before we had a child and after we had a child, like how much brains are we using right now?
Yeah.
And back then, it's crazy. That also brings me to mom instincts, which we didn't have before, of course. But I think instinct as a word gets misunderstood a lot, right? It gets thrown away as some kind of hunch or something, but instinct is not a hunch. Instinct is not something that just magically appears to you or drops out of the sky somewhere, a thought, a direction. No, it's not that. It requires you to have already had a lot of wisdom, maturity, knowledge about people around you over the years. And only once you've collected all this, you have instincts.
Yeah, I think all that knowledge is somewhere stored in our subconscious and it just comes out as an
Yeah.
instinct at that moment.
Yes, we don't put all this work out that we are doing in the head, we don't put it out on paper, we don't put it out anywhere else. So I think that's why it just has a tag, instinct, but I think it's a lot deeper than that. Mom intelligence is the biggest superpower we have.
True, true. And the most invisible superpower, I guess.
Yes.
Another important power that we hardly acknowledge that we even possess is the amount of emotional endurance that we have developed in the last few years, the tantrums that they throw on a hourly basis. We are also human. How much ever you try, you cannot really shield yourself from that. It hits you in some or the other way emotionally, right? You can always think that, okay, he's a toddler, he's throwing a tantrum, it's normal, but it does affect you. Take for an example, you are making your son get ready to school. Your time is up, like the bus is coming and waiting, and you're so stressed out, and your son is throwing tantrums, silly things, like he doesn't want to eat that breakfast, he doesn't want to wear that shirt or something like that, and you are so stressed out. No matter how much you think that he's just a toddler and
Right.
that's what a toddler
Yeah,
does.
people tend to just separate all those little things and they all look like very, very tiny issues. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
all of that is always happening at the same time.
At the
every
same
day.
time, and that
Yeah.
builds so much stress in us. Only we have the capacity to deal with such situations, I guess, because you have to be emotionally strong to convince your son to do this, do that, while you yourself are stressed
Yeah,
out.
you have to put
And
everything in your head aside and all your stress aside and then be in the moment with your child.
yeah, and you keep absorbing that bad behavior throughout the day, and still you
Yeah.
cannot become unstable emotionally. I mean, this might look as a mental burden, but I want us to think of it as a strength, because we gradually, I think, developed this emotional endurance. We carry so much mental load of running a house, raising a child. We function in spite of being underappreciated or never acknowledged.
There is not enough words to actually explain emotional endurance. Anything emotional just gets pushed aside as emotional, and
Yeah.
it doesn't get enough credit for just how difficult it is to handle not only yours but your children's emotions and your family's emotions.
Yeah, yeah, we keep swallowing all that rage, all that frustration, all that anger, and we just put
I
up a
know, right?
smile and do our things because we can't
we can't show it.
So that is indeed a strength, right? That is a power, and we don't know that.
I don't think many people know that we cry at the end of the night.
Yeah, even the capability to hide that depression, that fear, and that anxiety is a great one.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we just look like we are flawlessly holding it all together, but only
Yeah,
we know how
these
much we
things
are.
are as if these things are not affecting us,
Yeah.
but they're affecting us so much, we are just not showing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about adaptability now. No one in the world adapts to a new job as quickly as a new mom. However overwhelming it is, we make sure we immediately drop everything in ourselves that is not useful as a mother, and we just enter that role as if we've been practicing and preparing for that our whole lives. Maybe we were unknowingly, but it still seems insane just how much we change ourselves without a second thought, right? So recently, I was looking back at my old life. I mean, I do that a lot, quite often these days, especially. But I started to realize how much was different. My old room versus my new house. Now, everything, including the food we eat, the things in our house, like our schedules, all of that is based on our kid and the rest of the family. Even our identity and personality changes completely once we become moms, slowly. I think our husbands have been with us while we were changing slowly, so they don't really notice it that much.
Yeah.
But we adapt our way of thinking, our philosophy in life, the way we feel things, even how much and what we allow ourselves to feel, which I think is kind of a bit sad, but also again, that is also a power to be able to adapt like that, right? I mean, think about how many of your old friends you're still in touch with. Our relationships are also different now, because most of my current relationships are with my kids' parents or my husband's friends' wives. Right? There are
Yeah.
barely any
Yeah, I
relationships
know. We are hardly friends with our old friends now. We don't have time or
yeah.
the energy to keep in touch.
Yeah, I can barely think of a relationship that I have that adds value to me personally, comforts me for myself, except
Yeah,
for mom and
yeah,
you. You know
true,
what I mean?
true, true. I can think of this basic example about how we adapt to our child. We love spicy food, but since our son
Right.
doesn't eat any spice, like zero spice, I literally changed the entire
Yeah.
way I cook. Food in our house is bland now because I don't have the energy to make separate food for him and separate for us. So we just kind
Yeah,
of
of course.
adapted to eating bland food. We keep convincing ourselves that,
Yeah, I think we
yeah,
don't even think about whether or not we are
yeah,
liking
yeah,
it. We just eat
and
it.
we just keep convincing ourselves that spice is not good for health anyways. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if we
Yeah,
enjoy it or
yeah.
not. Another thing is we keep learning from these things again and again and again. So many things are changing, right? Like our kids are growing
Yeah,
up,
every
things in the
phase of
family
the
are
child
changing.
is so different, and you have to learn
Yes,
everything from the
yeah.
scratch at every stage.
Once we feel like we're
Yeah, it's
getting the
gone.
hang of something, that phase is gone and we have to
True.
start learning something new. And that keeps happening again and again and again for so many years. And
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy. It's that amount of relentless growing that mothers do. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel.
Oh, I remember another example. I think it's the most common one for whoever is trying not to give any screen to their child until they're 3 or 4. That's what we are trying to
Huh.
do. So we have to cut down
Right.
on TV completely. Of course, we cannot switch on the TV when he's there. He doesn't know the concept that there is a TV and he can watch something on the TV. That's how we kept it until
Right.
now. So we switching the TV on is completely banned when he's awake, but it's impossible to completely ban scrolling. So we do, but we have reduced it a lot because if he sees us on our phones all the time, maybe he'll want to do that too.
Yeah.
So I think that is the biggest adaptation that we had to do for him, because earlier before him our everyday routine was coming back from work and watching some series. That's like everyday thing, right?
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
completely changed now.
People don't use the word learning and adapting for a mom again, because unless they want to lecture you or give you parenting advice, they don't think that a mother is learning by
Yeah.
herself. That is also another thing that's just underrated. We are constantly growing so much. We understand our own reactions. We learn about ourselves, not just about our kids and family members. And we think about how we need to change for a better outcome. What are the good things that we need to take forward? We are learning
True. I
all these
think if we
things.
have learned so much about something else, we would have done a PhD on that thing already, I think.
I feel like we get a new one every year because they're so
Yeah.
different. And like the most information we gather, when the time has passed, that information gets thrown away in the corner and no one knows that you have used it and upgraded and moved on.
And this weird thing is, we don't remember that information.
Yeah, seriously.
And when you had, because our children are 1 year apart, whenever I want to suggest you something, something about something I did. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
don't
I know.
remember that what.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I remember asking you so many
Yeah.
things and you were feeling lost. And I'm like, are you serious? You've just done this a year ago or
Yeah,
even six
because
months
every
ago.
phase has so much knowledge that we have to learn newly, and we just don't have the space to put it, I think.
Yeah, we have to delete it and then like
Yeah.
rewrite
Now
the
I feel
CD.
bad for my mom. I used to keep scolding her. You raised us, don't you remember this? That's like 30 years back.
And even the physical aspect also, right? That it is crazy how
Oh,
much we
yeah.
change, not
Yeah,
just the
yeah.
mental adaptability, but physical adaptability is insane. After we get married, after childbirth, how did we manage to live with our new bodies? Apparently we bend a lot, but we don't break that easily.
Yeah, well said. And I think that brings me to the next superpower that we have, that is the physical resilience that we've built over the year. I remember a few months back, I had a severe fever, it reached 101, and I just couldn't get out of the bed. But my husband was out for work. He was in Bombay, he was not even in Hyderabad. And even our parents, I think they were with you in Bangalore at that time, so I couldn't instantly call anyone. If it continued for a few days, maybe I would have called my mother-in-law or something. But it's just that day morning I had this high fever and I thought, okay, I'll manage it somehow. But my situation was really bad. I mean, barely had any energy to even stand up. But your toddler will not understand any of it, and he's throwing his usual tantrums, he's doing his usual stuff. You would think they would be a little considerate, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to cook for him, I had to cook for myself, because I can't starve while I
Yeah.
have fever.
The usual
Yeah,
stuff doesn't change.
everything else I had to do, and I was literally shaking that day, and I felt so
Oh God, yeah.
miserable.
I can
I
feel
know,
you.
but
Even I had a situation where there was this prolonged cold, like very, very severe cold. My son had it and I had it too. And he was very young at the time. He was extremely clingy. He wouldn't go to his dad. He wouldn't go to anybody else. I was so drained. My nose was clogged. My head was burning. My shoulders were falling apart. And I think there was this one day, baby and me, we were just on and off crying
oh my
together.
god.
Just, I don't know what else to do. It felt like it's impossible to get through this day.
Yeah,
But
you
then you
do. Yeah,
do
even
somehow.
childbirth, like we think, like when we were young, we think that it's impossible. I can't do it. That's what we think,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I remember a lot of times thinking, nope, I'm not having children. This is insane.
Yeah,
How are
yeah.
people doing this?
But you do it, and not only that, every phase of motherhood is the similar way. Even breastfeeding, initially when you start, you will be
Oh
like,
God, yes.
no, it's impossible. It's not happening. But you somehow make
Yeah.
it happen.
It's not, breastfeeding is something that is happening while
Oh,
you're in
yeah.
the worst physical condition. You
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
learn, teach the baby,
Yeah.
and and do it, stay awake and whatnot. I don't know how moms are coming out alive from
I
breastfeeding
know. And
on a
I
regular
think
basis.
every mom has those days when we feel like that's it. I shed my last drop of blood and I can't do it anymore.
Yes.
That's it. But we still go on
Yeah.
to do something else. That's only half of our day
True.
most of the time.
We are doing most of it, at least the first few years, we are doing most of it while being very,
Oh,
very
yeah,
sleep
yeah,
deprived,
yeah.
right? Oh my God, sleep deprivation is the worst because sleep is one of the most important things that your body needs to recover for the amount of work you're doing. That's the
Yeah.
last thing you get.
You only know the value of sleep after becoming a mother. Until then, you will
Yes.
just waste your time on Netflix, watching until 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock.
Yeah, you think,
Yeah,
oh, I'm a
yeah.
night owl. That's cool.
Yeah, because
I
you
stay
can
up
get
late.
up late.
Yeah.
And only now we know that,
Yeah.
oh my God, no, sleep is so important.
Yeah. Back then, when you got up early, like got very little sleep one day, you know for
Yeah,
sure you
yeah.
can catch up. if not a day later, if not 2 days later. But now, if your sleep for the day is done, it's done. You're never
Until
getting
the
it
next
back.
2-3 years, you're never getting it back.
Recently so I'm weaning my baby off of breastfeeding, so I started getting some extra sleep. Okay, I'm sleeping through the night, and once I started sleeping through the night, I was waking up extra tired, more tired than ever, which was very weird for me because I thought, wasn't I sleep deprived before, and now I'm getting more sleep? Why am I more tired now? And that's when I realized that your body has come out of that survival mode and is
Rest.
expecting you to actually get rest because you're giving it rest, and it's expecting a lot more. So imagine how it was functioning all those months.
Yeah.
That was a crazy eye-opener for me.
Yeah, we keep functioning in spite of sickness, in spite of having periods, in spite of
Yeah.
having sleep deprivation. I mean, that
Yes.
physical resilience that we have developed is a real superpower. I now feel like
Yeah.
after going through all this, I really feel powerful. I mean, I feel like if I could do that, I can do anything in the world. Like, that's how powerful I feel after becoming a
True.
mother.
I feel so proud of myself that I have handled everything to whatever extent it is, and like gone through it and came out of it in one piece, still. I think people do give praise for it. At least nowadays, there is a lot of awareness. People are going like, "Oh my God, how are you doing this? It's crazy, it's awesome, and all." But I don't think they know the half of it. If
Yeah.
you're not a mother, you
Yeah.
don't know enough of just how intense that is. That brings me to one last thing I want to mention, which is unconditional love, which mothers are famous for all over the world in movies and everywhere. That's something mothers do selflessly, so give and give and give and not expect anything in return.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I can remember is we are always ready to be the bad guy for our child. We
Yeah.
are that boring parent who keeps nagging and getting angrier.
Yeah, we are okay with being the annoying one in the family because we are always begging everybody to take care of themselves, basically.
Yeah. For
all
our
the time.
children, their dads are the fun ones, right? Because they
Yeah, most
limited
cases,
amount of
yes.
time with them, so they don't really show all those tantrums with them. And even the dads are, whenever they get time, they tend to play with their children, do some kind of creative
Yeah.
games, whatever. But
Yes,
it looks
yes,
like they
yeah.
are the fun parent and we are that boring nagging old parent.
I think there are a lot of phases in a child's life when they're young or teenager or later on in their 20s. They have these phases where they truly do not understand their mom. They find their
Yeah.
mothers very annoying. They find their mothers very they are just emotional. They're frustrated all the time. Moms are in a bad mood. But we are okay to be the bad guy, like you said, and still do what
Yeah.
we need to do in spite of what they think of us. We are even ready to accept hate and resentment to do the right thing for our children.
And another reason why being a mother feels so powerful is because you can be replaced anywhere else in the world, at your work or wherever, but you are irreplaceable as a mom to your child. Nobody can take your place, nobody can take that throne, only you can sit on it. And that is kind of powerful, right?
Yes.
Sometimes the only thing that your son needs is your presence. That's it, nothing else. Isn't that powerful?
Yeah, motherhood isn't just sacrifice and selflessness. It is power if you realize
true,
it,
true.
only if you actually see it yourself. I really hope we could resonate with you because every feeling is valid in motherhood. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us for more such content.